welcome to this flip through of my 2020 journals. So I originally wasn't gonna record a voiceover or chat whilst I was flipping these, but I got some feedback that you like hearing me talk about my journals and my process and stuff, so I thought I would record a voiceover. So I've got several journals. The first one, this little one, is an A6 Midori that I believe I cut in half, and I started this in March, pretty much when the lockdowns happened in the UK. I hadn't really been daily journaling or creative journaling much at the start of 2020, so this was a way to help me just kind of get through what was going on in the world. I didn't really keep it sort of daily. I just included pictures, printables that I bought. These were my friend in America sent me American mini eggs and I didn't do too much writing in them as well. It was really just a way of having a bit of a creative outlet, and also I suppose documenting like the weirdest time in my history. So I included that was a painting I did, and just photos that I'd taken. I was really trying to make the most of our 1 hour outside the house every day, but I also did have to isolate for, I think it was about 3 weeks in the end, in spring 2020. So yeah, it was a tough time. I wasn't even going to flip these journals. I didn't really share any of this on my Instagram. Oh yeah, that was the letter we received. We all received a letter from the Prime Minister to tell us to stay inside. Once I finished with that little journal, I thought I'd move into an A5, because A5 is kind of my comfort size. And this is again just a Midori. I really like Midori journals. I really like the paper, and I believe I started this in May. Yes, the new moon in Gemini. So with this, I really just wanted to have a place to creatively document and not be too precious about it. And you'll see from how, if you've watched my last video where I was flipping through my creative journal for 2022, it's kind of similar vibes to this one. Lots of like watercolour and photos. This I did kind of a day in my life. I thought it would be interesting to document, and obviously wearing masks and seeing family on Zoom and that sort of thing. It's strange to look back on. I can't even remember what I was saying. I think I wasn't going to flip these at all, because obviously 2020 was a pretty tough year for the whole world, and I'm not going to talk about it too much or what happened and everything, but I thought it would still be nice to share some of the journaling and the creative projects that I did during that time, because no year is always 100% bad or good, and good things did happen, and even when good things didn't happen, I think you can't look at the world through rose-tinted glasses, can you? These paintings I did Her Land Story, Karina America Robbins. She did a prompt list of the Greek muses, so I just did some of them in my journal, and lots of collage, lots of writing in this one. Actually, I clearly had a lot I wanted to write, and I really enjoyed playing with tip-ins and adding lots of tip-ins and fold-outs and that sort of thing. I always like documenting the new moon. I think that was the new moon as well. I find that I am more creatively energised with the new moons rather than the full moons normally. Some pages is just full writing and no pictures or anything. I pretty much stopped this journal after my birthday in June. You can see I did a little page in July, but predominantly stopped it in June. I put in some pictures from the day and some birthday cards. Unfortunately, there was a terrorist attack in our city on that day, and so I just felt really sad, and yeah, I just stopped journaling for a bit after that. And then I got a Hobonichi, and so begins my love affair with Hobonichi. I got the Hobonichi Techo cousin, where it's split in 6 months, so July to December. I ended up having to slice this in half because it bulked out way too much. And that's a very old photo that I think I just found and stuck in. So this covers July through to sort of half of September, I think. I started off using it as, using the calendar as, well, a calendar. And then the weeklies I used as sort of like a catch-all or sort of a mini documentation. So if I had sort of smaller pictures or leftover that I couldn't fit onto the day, I'd put them in the weeks. But then I kind of just stopped doing that after a while, and I think I just abandoned it. I do like the way it looks. I think it looks cool. I guess because I sliced the book, it didn't make sense to then go back and do that. But yes, so starting off in July, and I really love how much I actually drew in this journal, and the style of it. It's I just really don't have time to draw in my creative journals anymore. If I'm going to draw, I would rather do it like in an art journal spread or like a piece of art or a sketchbook. And I think because I take so many photos as well, it's just something that I don't really do anymore, but I do love how it looks. So little flap there, and lots of documenting of different creative projects as well, because obviously still couldn't really go out or do much, so a lot of it's just nature walks and art that I made, which is fine. I like nature and I like art, so this was I was a guest teacher in an art course, Paul Pen Paint, and our first date night in, way too long, because restaurants were open. Ooh, very exciting. I do really enjoy looking back at these journals, so hopefully these are inspiring for you too. I also did like some planning on the daily pages as well, you'll see there. Oh god, it was so hot that summer. Ugh, it was horrific. I just remember melting. And what is nice as well is you can kind of see when stuff started opening back up and allowed to like meet up with other people, even though it was still like outdoors, but going to restaurants and stuff is something that I love to do, so it's nice to see kind of a bit of a return of things. This is when my partner and I went on holiday. Went to Wales for a long weekend, the Mumbles, and it was lovely, but I actually did a separate travel journal for that. So I also, after we got back from holiday, I just was really burnt out. I was busy with work, and I just, obviously, it was a tough year, and so I was just really burnt out, and I just stopped journaling. You can see I tried to do a few pages, and I think as well that's why I sliced it in half, because I wanted it to be sort of a bit of a fresh start. And so this is the second half of the Hobonichi that I sliced, and then I just recovered. I've got a little pocket there that's got some bits and bobs in it, and I think the double-sided tape I used, because I shoved so much stuff in there, it's kind of like glued everything together. That's me. And a Waggers. Gotta love a bit of Wagamamas. Very cool art print. by, is it going to focus, Nikki something, a Christmas card from my partner. The normal things that you would keep in the pocket of your journal. Yeah, so with this journal, which is my final journal for 2020, I think I pretty much stopped working in it when the second lockdown happened, because I just was having a tough time, a really tough time, and I got very poorly as well, and I was sick for months. I had a really, really bad chest infection, and British winter is so dire. So yeah, you can see I put in pictures, but I just stopped writing, and at one point it was completely blank, and then a bit later on I went back in and added pictures and kind of caught up or backfilled it in layers. So I'd have the pictures, then like stickers and decoration, and then write. But it reached the stage where there was just so much blank space. I was like, do you know what, I'll just let that go. And it's still nice to look at, you know, I'm a very visual person, obviously, so it's nice to look at the pictures and everything. I think, you know, we're 2 years down the line now, so I'm not really going to be able to add any meaningful journaling in terms of writing, so I'm fine to just leave it as is. Oh, that was Halloween, that was very fun. And I never really filled in the monthly pages. I think I intended to go back and do something, but I didn't, so yeah, it's fine. I did spend quite a lot of time trying to catch up, and also last July I went through and caught up on December. Why not? July is a great time to do some festive journaling. But yeah, it just reached a stage where it was so much time had passed, there just wasn't any point backfilling it. But I don't care, it's still nice to look through. You can see as well, I've kind of stopped doing watercolour in the backgrounds, and that was just a case of trying to fill the damn thing up. So the watercolour takes so long to dry, and where I'd put in photos already as well, I couldn't really use a heat gun to dry it more quickly, so I just put down all the papers. And sticking down pretty papers around your photos is 100% valid way of journaling, and I had fun and found it very therapeutic and enjoyable. I am pleased that I went back in and filled out December. I really like how it turned out. I did start doing a December daily, and you can see that's what those photo collages are, but I abandoned that really quickly, so I went back into my Hobonichi. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this ramble and this look through my journals for 2020. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the not so distant future. Have a great day, and bye for now.